Following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the WCWC Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers. They are the team of Dylan Divine, Matt Ecstatic, the Fit Club.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the West Coast Wrestling Connection. Blake Chadwick alongside Maury Lipschitz and Jeff Aiken. Matt Stryker has completed the gauntlet, but will he be able to take on the grappler and receive his title shot?
What is it that we say at the end of so many episodes of the WCWC?
We'll see you next week.
We say that, but we also say more questions than answers.
Do we say that?
We do. It's usually Blake that says that.
It appears as if we have a lot of questions coming out of that gauntlet match, specifically the health of Matt Stryker.
Their opponents. They are the reigning WCWC Tag Team Champions, Damian Drake, Mikey O'Shea, Fight and Fly.
And the WCWC Tag Team Champions on their way out here. And we saw Mikey O'Shea and Dylan Divine in singles competition a week ago. That match broke down, all four men brawled, which leads to this, a tag team title shot for the Fit Club.
And Jeff Aiken, be very careful. We had a Pizzagate issue a couple of weeks ago. Whenever it was Pizzagate, Dylan Divine was taking food. So if you got any food here, I suggest you hide it.
Oh, I swear, if he touches my food, I'll make sure he never works here again.
You can do that?
No, but I'll do whatever I can.
Dylan Divine would like to touch championship gold at the conclusion of this matchup. And you have to think, with the wins they've accumulated over the last couple of months, whether legal or illegal, nonetheless, they are the #1 contenders.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a W is a W. And just to put a point on that, we get between me and my Sparky's Pizza, and there will be consequences.
Well, we get you another Sparky's, I promise.
As long as I got a voodoo donut, some brunch
We
box
can
to
do
fill the
that
hole.
too, and probably a pita pit for dessert.
Yes.
There we go.
That's beautiful.
As O'Shea and Drake will take on the Fit Club, as you have to think again after last week's scenario, things are ramped up a bit between these two teams.
A lot of emotions in here, but what an incredible journey for both teams. Let's talk about specifically the tag team champions who came together, and we saw over the series of a couple weeks almost self-destruct, and have really turned into one of the, well, obviously they're the tag team champions, but they are becoming more and more dominant week after week.
As Mikey O'Shea, and I used to pick on Mikey, calling him a walrus. He was heavy.
I called him a hippo.
It's one of those animals. Yeah. But he has gotten in great shape. But the question is, has losing this weight perhaps caused him to lose some of his strength and endurance? I wonder.
I don't know about that, Blake. If you ask me, definitely some strength, but I think he's got more gas in the tank.
Mikey O'Shea certainly can go a little bit longer maybe than he was able to prior. As the bell sounds, we are underway. Dylan Divine and Mikey O'Shea starting things off in this WCWC Tag Team title match. And we talked about them being behind the 8 ball. Damian Drake, one of the most impressive comeback performances in that title match against the Bonus Boys, which allowed them to win the championships. And ever since then, they've been on the up and up, that straight upward trajectory, and are really sitting high here in the WCWC.
Said it before, not a lot of love lost between these two teams. And starting off relatively slow. I think that with the championships on the line, the Fit Club, Can-Am Experience, whatever you want to call them, are really trying to take this seriously. They know this isn't just a match. This is an opportunity to be called Tag Team Champion.
It's like the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, which were a month or so ago. You're a little more careful in the big match.
There's a big difference. People are actually watching this.
As O'Shea taking over on Dylan Divine, as you see some impressive offense thus far from the Irish Juggernaut, as here comes his tag team partner, who has certainly picked up the aggressiveness as Mikey has rubbed off on him in a very positive way. Drop toe hold into the rolling senton, nicely done by O'Shea and Drake. Normally it's Drake with the high-risk moves.
Well, maybe it's not just Mikey O'Shea rubbing off on Damian Drake. Works both ways.
Indeed it does, and that's why Fight and Flight are now the tag team champions.
Is what they're doing considered legal?
What did they do illegal?
Rubbing off on each other? I mean, are they... So their styles are rubbing off, you're telling me?
They're influencing each other's styles.
That's okay. I need to clarify. I want to help the fans who might not understand what you're talking about.
I think never mind.
Because you're very educated. And I'm not, and some of the fans are a little bit. Well, I'm a lawyer.
As the double team straightjacket neckbreaker certainly working very well, rubbing off on each other right there.
Morty's getting confused with the rubbing off. Let's just say influence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Use language even I can understand.
As O'Shea gets the tag into Drake, and the descendant from Bloodhaven, who's defending justice when he's not in the squared circle, drops right down on Divine, 2, and Ecstatic cuts him off.
You know, Blake, you referenced this in the matchup last week, the singles matchup, but we're looking at 2 sets of tag team champions here. Dylan Divine, Matt Ecstatic, former tag team champions some time ago. But no one, almost no one in the entire West Coast Wrestling Connection has the tag team championship lineage that Mikey O'Shea has.
Indeed, Mikey O'Shea, 4 different partners in 4 different reigns.
You forgot about my friends, the Bonus Boys. Come on now.
They have 3. There is 1 competitor in the West Coast Wrestling Connection with a more extensive tag team championship lineage than Mikey O'Shea.
He's worked there longer.
It is the Grappler. The Grappler does have the most tag team championships, so that's where I thought you were headed.
No.
As Matt Ecstatic with that step up in Seguri, while our official was not looking. And there's the tag from Divine into his Canadian brethren.
You know, tag team division in the WCWC has always been a very competitive one. We saw just about 2 weeks, was it 2 weeks ago, that the Bonus Boys cashed in their rematch in the contract. The champions, Mikey O'Shea, Fight and Flight, won. They are definitively, without question, the tag team champions. So who's next? Is it going to be the Fit Club that are the champions, and who's waiting to get an opportunity at them? We saw Remy Marcel and Sway Thompson team up a while ago. Very impressive.
You've got a mystery partner, Jeff Hagan. I know that's what's going on.
You're the one who said it.
I've seen you in the ring once.
One time.
It wasn't pretty.
No.
And not even saying this just because Morty Lipschitz is sitting here, but you can never discount any combination of the Wrecking Crew.
You're exactly right. We saw JD Bishop and Jacob Fatu not too long ago against Hammerstone and Gangrel. Very impressive.
Certainly a lot of teams coming together and rising up the ranks, looking to taste tag team gold here in the WCWC. O'Shea and Drake have to have eyes in the back of their heads, as they are certainly the targets for a lot of the men here in the West Coast Wrestling Connection.
Champs are always targets. Hello.
And it's kind of the game.
Got to help out Blake sometimes. It's good to have you here to maybe help educate him a little bit. I'm failing at it.
It'd be a nice upgrade.
It would be.
As Dylan Divine having his way with Mikey O'Shea in the corner and the Irish Juggernaut, turning him around and laying in the knife edge chops.
You ever been chopped across the chest, Blake?
I have. It's not too fun.
It's not. And here's the thing about it. What about you, Morty? You ever experienced that?
There was one evening a long time ago.
Hey, we don't want to talk about that.
No, we don't.
But it doesn't hurt all that much. But what it does is it stings. It hits your confidence. When you come out of that, 2 counts are almost a second away from the tag team titles. But it chips away at your confidence and your ability to walk into that ring and face your opponent man to man.
It just hurts.
Well, that too.
It may sting to you, but it hurts to me.
As there's a tag in a Matt Ecstatic, the more high-flying of the Fit Club. As there's the basement drop kick, stacks up O'Shea, 2, and a near fall. And Matt Ecstatic, who looks to have packed on a little bit of muscle in recent weeks, maybe he's been hitting the gym with Dylan Divine.
Well, they don't call them the Fit Club because they sit around eating burgers. Wait, never mind.
There's the cold Canadian brew that probably is good for you, too.
Listen to that.
What are we listening to?
The 100% crowd support here in the Camp Withicum Armory for Mikey O'Shea.
Oh, I thought they were saying I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
No. Mikey.
Oh.
Mikey.
I was close.
As O'Shea pulls him out of the corner. Sends him for a ride. Ducks underneath the clothesline is Ecstatic. And he catches him with a drop kick, showing off that quickness, the Vancouver, British Columbia native. And Damian Drake keeps his team alive.
By cheating, coming into the ring without a tag.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. And I've actually advocated for a very long time to have 2 sets of referees or 2 referees in any tag team match. This one hasn't gotten out of control as some have, but just, I mean, you're right. There's too many opportunities for people to bend and take advantage of the rules.
That could give us 4 blind mice, not 2.
Last week we saw this breakdown between Divine and O'Shea. One referee couldn't handle that.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully they can handle this tag team encounter as the titles are at stake.
They're just pummeling each other for no reason at all, just to pummel each other.
And Divine going back to work.
I'm blown away that Dylan Divine came out on top in that exchange.
And Divine with that clothesline, this could do it. 2, And O'Shea's able to kick out.
We make a lot of jokes. We have a lot of fun at the expense of Dylan Devine, but that right there, that exchange between he and Mikey O'Shea proved he's the real deal.
He's tough. You don't become a former tag team champion if you can't handle things in the ring. You just can't.
Potentially future.
Damian Drake chomping at the bit here, trying to get into the ring. Meanwhile, that's leaving the door wide open for the Fit Club to take over. As Devine holds O'Shea, the splash out of the corner by Ecstatic. Only gets a near fall, but right now they are in control of the champions. And folks, as we are nearing the midnight hour, trying to bring you an update on Matt Striker, trying to figure out, will he be able to answer the challenge? Will he be getting his Pacific Northwest Champion shot at all, let alone here tonight?
If so, when?
Yeah, and I've got a line back to the powers that be, the championship committee, and even they aren't feeding me any information whatsoever. We have no idea.
I thought you were a power to be.
No.
And there's the clothesline out of the corner. Referee out of position. And that might have just cost the Fit Club as Dylan Devine took out Mikey O'Shea. And now the #1 contenders are going to have to figure out what to do next to dispatch the champions.
Damian Drake there showing you don't need to be the legal man and the legal competitor in the ring to have an impact. Mikey O'Shea back up to his feet.
So you're saying Damian Drake was cheating? He wasn't the legal man?
He was motivating his partner.
And there's the spine buster. And that might have just opened the door for Mikey O'Shea to make the tag into the fresh man.
If he can get there. That's a long, long climb.
But he has lost weight, so he can get there quicker. Didn't there was much extra poundage to drag along there, Jeff Aiken.
One could say so, but right now he's about 10 feet away from safety and salvation.
The cardio and CrossFit of Mikey O'Shea might be paying off here as there's the tag into Damian Drake. He's lighting him up here with a series of strikes. And Ecstatic catches him with a back elbow. Off the rope goes Matt Ecstatic, and there's a clothesline by Drake. One more time as the Midnight Marvel's starting to roll here. The forearm in the corner, and he comes right out with the Bulldog. This could do it, hooks the inside leg, 2, and a 2.5 as Devine makes the save.
He was in just a part of a second too late, but wasn't needed. Matt Ecstatic able to kick out, but that shows the cohesion of the Fit Club.
And there's an STO by Devine, catches it on Mikey O'Shea. All 4 men are in the ring here. This one's starting to break down.
That's not too much of a surprise given what we saw a week ago.
That super kick by Ecstatic takes out Damian Drake. And right now, it's Ecstatic and O'Shea in the ring. Measures him up. And O'Shea catches him with a left. He's got him in position. There's the rolling fireman's carry. And Drake up top into the Swanton bomb. He nails it. 2, 3, and they're still the champs.
Here are your winners and still WCWC Tag Team Champions, Damian Drake, Mikey O'Shea, Fight and Fly.
So the debut of a brand new finishing move proves to be the difference in this tag team title matchup.
Your tag team champions without question. Right there, Mikey O'Shea, Damian Drake. What an incredible title defense.
So the champs pick up the win. What's next for them? It remains to be seen. Certainly tune in to the West Coast Wrestling Connection. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, hopefully we have an update on Matt Striker and the Pacific Northwest title situation.